Well, certainly an exceptionally wonderful day here in Pretoria. It's Bastille Day Celebrations here. As you know, it's a very important moment for France. It goes back to 1700. It was a turning point for France. But joining us now is South Africa's Defence Minister Motshekga. Minister, once again, thank you so much indeed for your time.
No, thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Lovely. Obviously, Minister, I mean, we look at the importance of this day for France and South Africa's partner in so many aspects, whether you're looking at energy, education, many other aspects as well.
No, it is. France is one of our key partners in the globe. We have areas where we agree and work together. There are areas where we agree to disagree and say we'll go with the African bloc, we can go with the European bloc. So there will be those dynamics. But basically, we have a good relationship. Even trade relations, we have very good trade relations. They import from us, but we import from them, which is what we also have to balance also the trade balance sheet. But basically on education, on culture, we really have very good relationships with France.
And Minister, I would imagine that, you talk about South Africa, the issue of peace and security in the continent is absolutely important. And I would imagine you work with France in terms of making sure that, for example, in areas like the DRC, northern Mozambique, we're really seeing long-lasting peace.
No, definitely. We, for instance, in this DRC mission, we are under the UN leadership. So it's not us as South Africa having gone to the DRC, but it's the UN mission that we are part of, and France will also be coming in as part of the UN mission. So as I said, there are areas of conflict where we agree on the solutions, like the Sudan, the DRC. Obviously there will be areas where as continental blocks we don't agree, and I think it doesn't make us enemies, we just don't agree where we don't agree.
And just before I let you go, Minister, it's very interesting developments in Paris where we saw the recent elections. Quite a similar position like South Africa, where there's no outright winner. I would imagine there'll be a lot of knowledge sharing, how to navigate these turbulent political times.
Yeah, and I mean, for me it was a really strange outcome, and looking with great interest to see how they are going to navigate. I'm sure even the President, Macron, is not. He said he's going to stay. So I think it's a shock period for all of them, like it was a shock period for us. And I think they're going to go through also those early stages of denial. And then finally they'll accept. They're a very mature democracy. I think they'll be able to cope. It's 3 parties. Till now we had to cope with 20 parties in the GNU, and it got more difficult. They're a developed economy, so there won't be too many contradictions. I think there are major differences in terms of your left and right and your centrists, whereas also in our case, there would have been big differences between ourselves as the governing party and the Democratic Party. So how they reconcile those differences is going to be very interesting.
Before I let you go, Minister, how are you transitioning to your new portfolio?
It's been gentle, actually. I only started going to the office from Monday because we were only inaugurated last week. And I've been getting briefing from the different generals. I've been visiting different units of the department. So it's been gentle. We'll see as it goes.
All right. Minister Motshekga, thank you so much indeed for your time. Responsible for defense here in South Africa. So quite a very spectacular day here in Pretoria. As you know, it's a Bastille Day. It's characterized by the military parades, but also showcasing the French culture with a fine cuisine and all sorts of things.